Hey there, kid.
What do you want?
The moment has come to finally assert your peculiar talent.
To open tuna cans using only my toenails?
No, gross. I mean, your infallible sense of direction in the depths of the city's underground. You must be my guide, and lead me to a specific point of the city, in the vicinity of a manhole.
And how do I know where it is?
I have a map here with the route displayed. I'm not that naive.
Okay, and what do I get out of it?
My unconditional love. Alright, what do you want? More electronic junk?
I want you to recover my medallion from that mound of dirt.
Is it yours? And why is it there? Is it yet another gift from the surface?
Don't even joke about it. That medallion is mine.
Maybe we can retrieve it and give it back to the rightful owner.
I told you it's mine. I always have it on me, but this morning I woke up and somehow it had ended up there. I just couldn't reach it, and so I need you to get it.
Ha! It must be tough to be as tall as it can.
If you're going to be like that, then I want a Sfrizzo Cola too.
Do you think this is the right time to drink a soda? I'm in a hurry, you little punk.
It's not for drinking. I need it as fuel for my modified vehicle.
I heard something about that. It seems that Sfrizzo was withdrawn from the market just because of the diluted fuel scandal. Wait a minute, though. What vehicle are we talking about?
Listen, do you want to ride or not? Then shut up, bring me my medallion and a Sfrizzo Cola.
Okay, I'm going. A magnetic fishing rod. I couldn't pass up such an invention. The line from my amazing fishing rod had broken, giving me barely enough time to grab the medallion. I was astonished by the craftsmanship of the object. This surely wasn't street jewelry. A crow, with a threatening look, surrounded the world with its wings. But what was a little gangbanger like him doing with a prize like that? Then again, it was absolutely none of my business. I already had a mystery on my hands, and one at a time was enough. I recovered your medallion. Not bad at all, I must say. Where'd you find it?
Throw it to me, and mind your own business.
Okay. I was just being curious.
It's you again.
Do we know each other?
No, but I've seen you on TV. You must be a VIP.
Ah, well, you can proclaim it loudly, because before you is the famous detective, Lazarus Bundy!
That's why you wear a Sherlock Holmes hat?
It's more like him wearing my hat.
Well, actually,
Anyway, you let me work now, Mr.
Issa.
Stay there and watch how a real investigator works.
I have to wait for the pawn shop to open anyway. The owner has no will to work. He should have been here already for a while now.
A vending machine for Sfrizzo. The worst cola ever tasted by a human being. Actually, the soda was pulled from the market some time ago. That's why the vending machine wasn't functioning, although the engine was still running. In that moment, I needed one for M.
Trying is useless. It's gone. I put some money inside and it was eaten. I also tried to kick it, but no dice.
Believe me, you were lucky. I wouldn't wish a Sfrizzo even on my worst enemy. As a result of dealing with the worst individuals in society, I learned every kind of possible trick. Scrounging a soda was one of those tricks. Hey, I had a Sfrizzo Cola. If I needed to loosen a bolt, that would be perfect.
Sorry, aren't you a detective?
Exactly, and this vending machine contains some fundamental evidence from my latest case.
How cool. Can we take a selfie?
Ah, no thanks. I already had breakfast.
Actually, a selfie is...
Here's your Srizzo Cola, you brat.
We'll get around half the city with this.
All ready for our departure?
I'm ready for anything. And you?
I'd say it's time. How long do we have to walk, more or less?
Walk? Wait here, you fool.
I just about convinced myself that I'd been scammed, when from the depths of the sewers, I heard a rumble.
All aboard! The next ferry is about to weigh anchor and set sail to the sewers of death. Hold tight to the dinghy.
Following Eugene's instructions, I quickly reached Radwed's office. Finally in the Wolf's lair. I had to move quickly then, and above all, find something that would get me close to young Catherine. They were all pictures of Catherine. Catherine at sea, on a boat, always smiling. And among all those shots, the picture that led me there. Catherine was holding a snow globe, inside which Miami was represented. Silly nonsense. Her expression suggested she felt the same way as me. The photo that led me to the factory. The baby bump showing on the girl suggested that the photo was recent. Catherine in a park, in the tranquility of a spring sunny day. I wondered if I'd ever get the chance to hear her play. Messy and without style, the desk displayed a hasty and maniac mindset. I noticed that glass ball. I recognized the glass ball. It was the snow globe Catherine was holding in her hand in the photo. I inspected the sphere and discovered a small brass key in a battery compartment. A very stupid place to hide something. The batteries must have leaked and the key was oxidized. Under the desk was a metal can. A light solvent. Alice told me the factory produced building materials before it closed. That solvent and vigorous friction could restore the key back to good condition. The lock triggered, and the drawer opened with a soft sound. Among the several documents inside, I found a freshly printed dossier. It was related to an unspecified exchange of goods that would be happening that very night. The location of the meeting wasn't specified, but a certain detail grabbed my attention. One of the records was for a bribe to a harbor office, also unspecified. Considering the number of piers in Miami, finding the right one would be far from easy. I needed more clues if I wanted to find the exchange location.
Fee-fi-fo-fum! I smell the blood of a snoop!
You seriously said fee-fi-fo-fum?
Mama got it right, like always. Pull your head out and let me take a look at you, smartass!
Like heck. What would stop you from shooting me then?
I only need to take 2 steps to have you at gunpoint anyway, sport.
You don't want to do that. I'm a detective on duty, and I'm armed.
So you say, and yet I don't see you flashing any gun?
I'm just waiting for you to take a wrong step.
I say you're bluffing! Okay, I'm fed up with this chattering. You have 3 seconds to come out of there, or I'll be coming to get you myself. 1... All right, Squirt. It seems you weren't bluffing after all. What do you think you accomplished? Radwad will be here soon, and together we'll flush you out of there.
True, but I'd bought precious seconds to get out of that hell. That might have been my only way out of that deadly trap. But there was an obvious problem. Mama was looking right in that direction. Maybe if I could draw her attention to the opposite side of the room, I could manage to sneak out of the window. Maybe it could help me somehow? By turning on the power, I thought I could divert Mama's attention towards the fan, clearing a way through the office window for a few seconds.
Hey, what are you up to?
Nothing. I was just measuring the desk to kill time.
I've known many morons, but you are the gold standard.
As soon as the smoke reached me, waves of desire washed over me. How tough can it be to quit such a vice?
Hey, Squirt! Are you out of your mind? Don't take another step or I'll end you! Understand?
All right. I was just using the ashtray. I wouldn't want to set the entire factory on fire.
What the hell is happening in here?
It's time to go for broke, and quickly.
I'm really fed up with this farce. I'm coming to get you, moron. What was that? Okay, Squirt. I'm sick of this. Come out of there and let's get it over with once and for all.
Adrenaline was pumping through every cell of my body, giving me the necessary strength to knock out that behemoth. Now, to get out of there, and fast. As I walked away from that hellish factory, I thought of how I had miraculously escaped one of the worst situations of my life. Yet, it was worth the risk. Now, I knew there would be an exchange of unspecified goods at the pier that night. An exchange I could not miss. I just had to find out which was the right pier among the thousands in Miami. The paint was still fresh, so the solvent would be sufficient to remove it. Good morning, Duke Ravendish. You can stop worrying about your palm tree.
You do not speak fallaciously. I see the mark has actually disappeared.
Now, will you answer my questions?
Ravendish can be ruthless, but always keeps his word. Ask away.
About the night we discussed earlier, do you remember witnessing anything suspicious?
The Stroganoff stew was cooked without sour cream. These Americans and their culinary reinterpretations. Beyond that, I remember seeing an extraordinary individual. He was not a regular, I'm quite sure of that.
Can you describe him?
Formally attired, classy, possessing remarkable posture. He always had his back turned to me, so I cannot provide further details about his appearance.
Nothing else?
Not that I remember. No.
Another dead end. He was the only witness of the event, and I only obtained a vague description. The alley was a cold lead after all.
Where is my head? I unintentionally omitted a detail.
I held my breath.
As he strode towards the main street, the man received a phone call, from which I only managed to capture certain words. One in particular aroused my attention, and I determined to research it for purely academic reasons. I wrote it down in a note that, given your precious help, I am willing to share with you.
Gripped with excitement, I prepared to read the note. It contained just one strange word. Sitlalique?
Do not look at me like that. I have no idea what it means.
I'll handle this. Although I didn't know how to interpret it, I was sure that bizarre word would lead me to the man in the mask. I had to consult with Alice and try to tie together the strands of my investigations.
Oh, lad, can you remain a little longer?
Do you want me to prune your palm while I'm here?
You have proven to be a reliable collaborator, so I have a second request of you. Being a detective, you may have access to government databases through which you could research, this.
I couldn't help but notice the effigy, a crow, in the act of surrounding the world with its wings. I had already seen the same symbol shortly before. M's medallion. What the hell was going on? Had I exposed a conspiracy of vagrants? Well, can you give me more specific information?
The crow enveloping the world is the symbol of the Ravendish family, as well as of the company I run. Or, more accurately, I ran.
Tell me everything. Forwards and backwards.
That shan't be easy, but very well. The Raven was, to me, a constant commitment. I ate with colleagues and slept in the office most of the time. I went home just one weekend a month at most. Over time, I started to ignore my family. First, my wife, who got sick of that situation and left the marriage. Then Cynthia.
Cynthia?
My only heir. She gave birth to a child, but I was so absorbed that I never went to visit them. When I saw her again, she told me she wanted to leave England to move here, to Miami. I was furious. I had filled her pockets with money, given her houses, clothes, and luxury cars, and she just wanted to abandon me, like her mother did. Oh, I feigned indifference and she left, repaying me with a taste of my own medicine.
And since then, you've never seen your daughter again?
My daughter reached Miami, but sometime later, she suffered a terrible accident. She was killed instantly, without pain. The baby, however...
He had been abandoned.
How do you know that?
Let's say it was a deduction.
My daughter realized she couldn't take care of the baby, so she abandoned him. I don't know what her last thoughts were, but I was sure they were about the choice she'd made. I used most part of my fortune organizing searches, but to no avail. I felt like I was going crazy from helplessness. In the end, I was declared unfit to manage the Raven, and my portion was bought out by a private group, the Fallen Rose.
Before my eyes, the pieces were being arranged in a very strange way. How could it be that the Fallen Rose itself, the company run by Radwed, was connected to that old man met only through chance? At that moment, I began to suspect that my meeting with Roger Ravendish was anything but random after all. You're telling me you stayed in Miami to look for your nephew for how many years, precisely?
12 years, give or take a few days, and I shall stay here as many more need be to reunite with him.
Listen, Duke Ravendish, I don't want to create false hope, but what are the chances that a 12-year-old kid who calls himself M would find himself in possession of your family medallion?
Boy, if this isn't jest, I must warn you that...
I believe it would be better if you came with me.
So this relic would be my grandpa.
Hey, little monster, watch your mouth.
Come on. I get that you're a bit of a sucker, but I didn't think that much. This guy comes out with an absurd story and I should believe him without any evidence?
Michael, you wear the medallion of the Ravendish family.
Michael?
But there's more. An irrefutable piece of evidence that leaves no doubt in my mind. I see my Cynthia in your eyes. Your mother.
My mom?
Come, I'll take you out of this hell.
The surface. It's been such a long time since I've seen it. It has a weird smell.
City life is a collection of scents. The asphalt, the gardens, the water of the fountains.
The pollution.
You'll learn to distinguish them. But for now, let's go home, Michael.
From the beginning of the story, I had done nothing but use everybody else to achieve my aims. But as I watched that grandfather and grandson leaving together, I realized that for the first time, I'd acted for the good of others, and not myself. It made me feel better. Hello.
Lars, don't you know that if you have to meet a girl after being in the sewer, you should first take a shower?
I would have really liked to, my dear, believe me. But today is not Saturday.
I already heard that one. So why do you have that strange smile?
I found out that two homeless nobles are related. I've brought them together.
Does it have anything to do with our case?
Yeah, no.
I understand. First, the secondary quest, right? Now, can we get back to the main one?
I was able to sneak inside the factory.
How'd it go? Did you find anything?
I think, my dear, that I underestimated those people. I had to deal with a person of uncertain gender armed to the teeth whom I managed to survive only by a miracle, and thanks to my cat-like reflexes. Add to that the sketchy individual who gently suggested that I leave the case alone. And you'll have a clear picture of the current state of our investigation.
Somebody is not happy with the progress we're making.
Not at all. And the closer we get, the more I feel hunted.
The situation is more serious than I imagined. I really might have a chance for a promotion.
Hey, what about my life constantly being in danger?
Summing it all up, what do we actually know for sure?
First of all, I was able to put a name to our brown-haired mystery man. Now, the factory was registered to his name, a certain Radwed. Then I discovered that tonight an unspecified merchandise exchange will happen nearby at a local pier.
Considering the number of piers and ships anchored in Miami, it doesn't seem like enough to move forward. If only we had another hint of any kind.
I found a witness who swears he saw the lunatic who challenged me. According to this highly refined homeless person, the man uttered the word Citlalique.
Circle Ciplo what?
Yeah, I basically had the same reaction. Can you do a search?
Let's see what I can find. So, the word itself is a proper name, in particular of an Aztec deity. I think in our case it means something else, though. I did a cross-check with anything that might have local relevance. The search produced some matches: a themed hotel in the suburbs, a ship anchored here in Miami, and a strip club in nearby Miami Beach.
It must be the strip club. See you later, Alice.
Stop right there, you pervert.
You don't get it. My instincts lead me to believe that.
Keep your instinct at bay. We need to narrow down the field. We can't afford to go off at random.
All right. But I'm sure it's the strip club.
Okay.
Alice, let's think back to the clues we know for sure.
So, in the factory you found a reference to a merchandise exchange.
That will happen tonight at an unspecified pier.
Then that witness you talked to gave us a name. Citlalique.
Which, among other things, seems to be a ship anchored in Miami right now.
And here we are. I want to do another check. Give me a minute.
Don't get too carried away. The two details could be unconnected.
I don't think so. The Citlalique is a ship used for goods transport and is actually anchored at Pier 5 in the Biscayne Bay. And listen to this. It seems to be registered to none other than Eric Molsberg.
I knew the man was involved with his daughter's kidnapping. Maybe by merchandise exchange. They actually mean the girl. I just have to wait now. If all goes well, I could close the case by tonight.
Listen, Lars, if you're going to sneak onto the ship alone, it'd be better to take precautions this time. Burton wanted me to compile an inventory of new gadgets which just arrived in the department, and there's one thing you absolutely have to see.
A metal bracelet. Pretty ugly, too. Well?
It contains a powerful tracker that will allow me to follow your every movement.
So, if I were to disappear, you could at least find my corpse. And this other electronic thingy?
You must pay very careful attention to that. It shoots lethal lasers.
Really?
No, silly. It's simply a Bluetooth headset. This will make it easier to communicate. How do you plan to sneak aboard the ship?
I just have to arrange a ride by sea, and I know just the right smelly person for the job. If I hurry, maybe I'll be able to reach him before he leaves the city.
Lars, don't get killed.